College football picks for week number 2. This is part 6. So we got the final 11 games for you here. Tony's here from Tony'sPicks.com. Before we get to place you, just a couple things. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Free college football picks are updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. We also have NFL, Major League Baseball, WNBA, CFL, European football, a whole lot. So it's a good time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel and like this video, hey, the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-cappers site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers and get signed up. Guys like Paul, who's been hot, Nick's been hot, Hollywood Sam has been on fire. Click the link, get signed up to a long-term pass. You'll find our premium picks at the top of the page. Free picks here on the drop-down menu. And, of course, our best bets. Each capper can designate a best bet right now. The best bet for each sport. One per sport. And you'll see them there when you click the best bet tab to get signed up. You'll see them cappers up to a place right now. Also, we do feature a $15 premium pick in the $15 premium tab. Each capper can designate one of their premium picks as a $15 premium pick, and you can see it right there. So click it and get signed up. Also, our promo code, you can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Then clicking the All Cappers tab and getting signed up. Also love to hear from you guys. Post your picks in the comments below. And of course, so we are looking for cappers to apply. Go to Tony'sPicks.com footer section to submit your form. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. FIU and Texas State college football pick for Saturday. FIU 1-0 with that 38-37 home overtime win to FCS school Bryant. Golden Panthers win despite allowing 470 yards to their FCS opponent. FIU 1-11 team last year, returning 4 on offense, 5 in the defense. Mike McIntyre is in his first year with the program. He had stops in San Jose State and Colorado. Starting quarterback Gunnar Holmberg suffered a concussion. Grayson James came in for Holmberg, hitting on 16 of 31 for 207 yards, 4 touchdowns against this FCS opponent. Texas State 0-1 after the 38-14 road defeat to Nevada. Bobcats offense held to only 301 yards for the game, rushing for 12 yards on 25 carries. Former Arkansas State quarterback Lane Hatcher, 33 of 51, 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Texas State held the Wolfpack to 274 yards, 144 through the air. Bobcats holding Nevada just 3 yards per carry, 28% there on the rate of completion rate was very low there. So good defense there. Bobcats experience on offense with 9 starters back, only 5 to the defense. Head coach Jack Batavital is in his 4th season. Now the Bobcats look to improve on an offense that averaged 22 points and 332 yards a game. Defense, though, was an issue, giving up 32 points and 430 yards a game a season ago. Now FIU defense and the loss of their starting quarterbacks the issue here. Bobcats went into FIU and won 23-17 in overtime. So the play here will be on Texas State minus 13.5. San Jose State and Auburn, a college football pick for action on Saturday. San Jose State 1-0. They get a 21-17 home win to FCS Portland State. Spartans offense generated only 288 yards in the win. Hawaii transferred Chevin Cordero 15 of 30 passing for 239 yards and a touchdown. The run game generated only 49 yards and 29 carries. Defensively, San Jose State did allow 395 yards to their FCS opponent. Spartans returned 6 starters on offense, 9 in the defense. Because this offense struggled last year, posting 17 points and 323 yards a game. Only 31% conversion rate on third down. Now defensively, the Spartans defended the run well, but did give up a 63% completion rate, 245 yards passing. Now Auburn, they're 1-0. They faced FCS school Mercer. They win 42-16 behind 497 yards. TJ Finley got the nod at starting quarterback. Unimpressive showing, though, 9 of 14, 112 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. They ran for 285 yards on their FCS opponent, defended well. Now the Tigers returned 4 starters to their offensive line. That should be able to run here on San Jose State and exploit this week's Spartans' pass defense and play action. Tigers were a defense last season that held opponents at 23 points and 3.7 yards a carry. Of course, pass defense was an issue last season for San Jose State, and they're inexperienced. Pass defense was an issue last year for Auburn, but the Spartans are inexperienced on their offensive line, so pass protection could be challenging. The play here will be on Auburn minus 24. Arizona State and Oklahoma State. College football pick. This one is on Saturday. Arizona State 1-0 after their 40-3 home win to FCS Northern Arizona. Florida transfer Emory Jones won the starting job at quarterback, hitting on 13 of 18 for 152 yards. He is a running quarterback who rushed for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11 carries. Defense held their FCS opponent to just 120 yards in the game. Jones was accurate last year at Florida, completing 65% of his passes. This is an inexperienced ASU team, but Herman Edwards was able to get in transfers. Oklahoma State 1-0 with their 58-44 home win to Central Michigan. Cowboys moved the football for 531 yards, built that 44-15 lead at the half. Oklahoma State then gave up 29 points in the second half, 546 yards total with 424 in the passing game. But quarterback Spencer Sanders, good showing against the MAC team, hitting on 28 of 41, 406 yards and 4 touchdowns. You know, Herman Edwards had a good defensive team last year, but man, only 4 starters returned. The play here will be on Oklahoma State and Arizona State over 57.5. USC versus Stanford college football pick. This one is on Saturday. USC 1-0 with their 66-14 home win to Rice behind 538 yards. A positive was a 28 points scored in the third quarter. Caleb Williams in his USC debut hit on 19 of 22 for 249 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trojans ran the football for 208 yards. Now on defense, they held the Owls to 180 yards and only 4.8 yards per pass attempt. Offense and defense were great on third down. Stanford 1-0 after their 41-10 home win to FCS Colgate behind 497 yards. Cardinal, an inexperienced team, returning 10 on offense, 7 to the defense, but this was a 3-9 club program last season, averaging just 20 points and giving up 32. Cardinal a season ago, 110th defensively on third down. They gave up 453 yards, 5.9 yards per rush attempt. Opponents completed 62% of their passes for 7.6 yards per pass attempt. Just don't want to back Stanford here. The play here will be USC minus 8.5. Georgia Southern versus Nebraska college football pick. This one is on Saturday. Georgia Southern opened their season with a 59-7 home win to FCS Morgan State, moving the football for 504 yards. Former Buffalo quarterback Kyle Van Treese is under center, passing for 367 yards on 29 of 46 in the opener. Clay Helton, in his first year with the Eagles, has 8 starters back on offense, 5 to the defense. Georgia Southern was a triple option team, now converting to a conventional offense. Eagles really struggled last year on offense, averaging 19 points and 327 yards a game. Defense was poor last season, surrendering 32 points and 446 yards a game. They did allow 284 yards passing, 8.7 yards per pass attempt. Now Nebraska, they moved to 1-1, a 38-17 home win to FCS North Dakota. It was a 17-17 tie late in the third quarter. Quarterback Casey Thompson completing 62% of his passes, 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. It's just tough to lay over 3 touchdowns with this Cornhuskers team. You know, Georgia Southern does have an experienced quarterback who had some success at Buffalo. The play here will be Georgia Southern plus 23.5. Hawaii versus Michigan college football pick for Saturday. Hawaii fell to 0-2 with that 49-17 home defeat to Western Kentucky. In their opener, the Rainbows were blown out 63-10 to Vanderbilt. Hawaii was really hit with massive turnover after a dispute they had with their former head coach. First-year head coach Timmy Chang in a difficult spot, pretty much building this one up from the ground up. Hawaii defense allowing 506 yards a game, 272 in the rushing for 7.5 yards per carry. Michigan 1-0. They get a 51-7 home win to Colorado State. Wolverines put up 440 yards in the win. It was a balanced attack. It's really a strong running performance from Michigan. 234 yards, 5.8 yards per rush. You know, the strength of the Michigan Lions and speed of their playmakers will really overwhelm this rebuilding Hawaii team. Even the Wolverines' second and third string backup should have success offensively. I could see Michigan putting up between 70 and 77 points in this game. The play here will be Michigan minus 52. Boston College, Virginia Tech college football pick. This one goes off here on Saturday. Boston College fell to 0-1 With their 22-21 home defeat to Rutgers, Eagles faced a tough defensive opponent in their opener. Of course, the Eagles moved the football for only 312 yards, only 29 rushing on 28 carries, but it's hard to run on this Rutgers team. Giano's coaches a pretty good defensive style. Notre Dame transfer Phil Jurkovich, 23 of 41, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It was BC just had a bad fourth quarter. They couldn't do anything. Now, defensively, the Eagles did allow 212 rushing yards for 5 yards a carry, but were strong with their pass defense. Now, Virginia Tech 0-1, a 20-17 road defeat at Old Dominion. Hokies were held scoreless in the final 20 minutes of that game. Defensively, Virginia Tech held Monarchs to just 245 yards. Marshall transferred Grant Wells, 21 of 36 passing, 193 yards with a touchdown, but 4 interceptions. Wells had 22 picks in his last 2 seasons with the Thundering Herd. Now, he did rush for 45 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown. Both passing defenses played well in their openers. The play here will beat Boston College and Virginia Tech under 46.5. New Mexico State and UTEP college football pick this one on Saturday. New Mexico State 0-2 after the 38-0 road defeat at Minnesota, gaining only 91 yards of offense. They opened with a rebuilding Nevada team at home, losing 23-12. Freshman quarterback Gavin Frakes, just a bad start to the season, 11-20 for 186 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Aggies defense held opponents to 133 passing, 5.8 yards per pass attempt. But UTEP, they fall to 0-2 after their 45-13 road defeat at Oklahoma. They hosted North Texas in week 0, losing 31-13. Miners have struggled running the football this year, just 2.2 yards a carry. But they do average 290 passing yards, but high volume throws amounting to just 5.9 yards per pass attempt. Both offenses have been inefficient. They met last year with UTEP winning 30-3 behind 452 yards. Miners showed quality on defense last season, and they're pretty much a run team. The play here will be New Mexico State and UTEP under 46. Baylor versus BYU college football pick for Saturday. Baylor opened with FCS Albany, came away with a 69-10 home win behind 573 yards. Bears returned 6 starters to offense and defense. Sophomore Blake Shapen, shown to be really an accurate quarterback last year and in his opener this season. He let the Bears win against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 title game. BYU 1-0 with their 50-21 road win at South Florida. Cougars moved the football for just 576 yards. Junior quarterback Jaron Hall hit on 25 of 32 for 261 yards and 2 touchdowns. BYU's experienced with 8 starters back on offense, 11 of the defense. They used the transfer portal to fill some holes on offense. But defense is a concern for BYU as they gave up 26 points and 401 yards per game in 2021. Opponents completed 66% of their passes on the Cougars, and BYU had trouble getting off the field on 3rd down, allowing 45% conversion rates. That was 114th in the nation. The play here will be on Baylor plus 2.5. Oregon State, Fresno State college football pick. This one goes off on Saturday. Oregon State 1-0 with their 34-17 home win to Boise State. Beavers were able to move the football for 470 yards on a declining Boise State program. Chance Nolan 14-23 for 251 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Fortunately, the Beavers had a good run attack and defended while holding the Broncos to 311 yards. They limited Boise State to 5.1 yards per pass attempt. Now, Fresno State 1-0. They beat FCS Cal Poly behind 549 yards, 35-7 win. Quarterback Jake Kaner has been accurate in his 3 seasons at the school. The Bulldogs have 8 starters back on offense, 7 to the defense. Fresno State lined up really good defense last year, holding teams at 21 points and 353 yards a game. Opponents ran for only 3.8 yards a carry on the Bulldogs and completed just 52% of their passes. And that was good for second in the nation there for Fresno State in that category. Beavers lost 5 straight on the road with bad losses at Cal and Colorado. The play here will be on Fresno State at a pick'em. Mississippi State and Arizona college football pick. This one is on Saturday. Mississippi State 1-0 with their 49-23 home win to Memphis. Bulldogs gained 547 yards in the win. Quarterback Will Rogers 38-49 for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns and an interception. Bulldogs did allow 20 second-half points. Arizona 1-0 with their 38-20 road win at San Diego State. Wildcats offense moved the football for 461 yards against a pretty good defensive-style Aztecs team. Washington State transfer Jaden DeLora hit on 22 of 35 for 299 yards with 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. Arizona's defense allowed 32 points and 384 yards a game last year. The team averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt on teams did against the Wildcats defense, so they averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt on Wildcats last year. Now, San Diego State, not a really good offense team, so really could not exploit the Arizona defense. Temperatures will be between 80 and 84 degrees, so it will be warm, and defenses could be impacted as the game moves on. The play here will be on Mississippi State and Arizona to go over total of 57. Hey, that was our college football pick show. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. Visit Tony'sPicks.com for our premium picks. For our live audience, our live show starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with Mindy and Ramon Scott. A lot of college football picks there for the morning, for the car. So make sure you check it out. 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the morning steam.